What's up, guys? Yesterday I watched David Fincher's new movie, The Killer. It's gotten great reviews. Like, it's a David Fincher film. He's still with Netflix. No matter how hard they fuck him, he always stays with Netflix for some reason. I don't know why. They won't give him Mindhunter Season 3. They'll barely give him 3 actual releases, but he will never leave Netflix. But this movie released on Netflix is 2 hours, starring Michael Fassbender. And I haven't seen it. Like, I've been seeing memes with this movie ever since it came out. Like the funniest way I've seen someone explain this movie is a self-serious bozo who thinks he knows everything, but it's this dog shit. And it's not like he's incapable. Like, after watching the movie, he's so self-serious. Like, this dude will just be yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. And it's like, brother, he did all this fucking yapping and missed the one shot he needed to make. This whole movie's because his self-serious ass missed one shot. And it's like, the fight scenes were good. And I'm not saying that to be a knock in the movie. I think it's just funny. Like, at some points, this movie becomes way more comedy than it is like a serious thriller. Like, all that shit he was doing in Florida, that shit was hilarious. Like, that dude he was fighting, the way that dude died, that was hilarious. Everything about that was hilarious. Like, this dude starting to make his little monologue. You know, most people, then boom, 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 he's fucking dead. Like, come on. That's funny as fuck. But, like, yeah, I see some people think, like, I think some people, like, they think this movie, because they have this main character who's just yapping and yapping, talk to himself, saying all these quotes and all this other bullshit. I think they think that it's supposed to be serious. And we're supposed to take everything he says as face value and as a truth because he's the main character. He's the protagonist. That's not... Just because someone is the protagonist doesn't mean everything they say out their mouth is gospel. Like, this dude went on for 5 to 10 minutes saying this self-serious shit, and he still missed his shot. And then the consequence of that was all people important to him getting fucked up, and he had to go on this big trip. Like, just because he's the protagonist doesn't mean everything he said is gospel, you know? And I think it will be good for people to learn, like, just because he's the protagonist doesn't mean everything he says is gospel, doesn't mean everything he says is supposed to be intelligent, doesn't mean everything he says is supposed to be right. It's just the perspective that we were watching the movie from. We can still come away from it any way we want, and we can still analyze and criticize it any way we want. We don't have to take it for face value and believe everything he said is gospel, you know? And I think, like, I just think some people, like, I see some of the ways people are talking about this movie. I think they will be, after seeing the way some people are talking about this movie and how they're taking away things from this movie, I think it would do them a lot of good to remember that just because someone's a protagonist doesn't mean what they're saying is gospel, doesn't mean what they're saying is right, doesn't mean what they're saying is something you should believe. That is just the perspective we are watching the movie from, and he's just I don't want to say he's a narrator, but he's our main view of the whole story. It's watching things from his perspective. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't find myself bored at any point. I think the fight scenes were good, like I said. Especially the fight scene in Florida. That just was a fight, man. That was just a pure fucking fight. The physicality of it was just a good fight. But yeah, I give it a 8.5 out of 10. It's not, you know, I wasn't bored. Doesn't really drag, but, you know, I could have done for more, a couple more. I could have done for more, you know. I would have done some more stuff, but maybe his other characters like done more with his wife, done more with his handler. I don't know. Like, I just would have. It's not a perfect movie, but it's still a really damn good movie. So that's why I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, The Killer, 8.5 out of 10. Peace.